In this video, you're going to learn about Facebook organic marketing and how to use nothing but your personal Facebook profile to make high ticket affiliate marketing sales. What I'll be doing is interviewing my good buddy and friend, Dakota King, and he's going to tell us how he went from prison to purpose and made over $7,000 in just under 3 days with high ticket affiliate marketing using his personal Facebook profile. So this video is going to be perfect for you if you are interested in making high ticket affiliate marketing sales. If you don't want to spend a ton of money on advertising, and of course, you're into Facebook. Guys, if you don't know me, my name is Frank. This is the Digital Boss Life. What I do is help you flex your money-making muscles online. And if you have not already, I would love if you would head down below and subscribe to this channel because it kind of helps with, stuff that goes on YouTube. And of course, drop your comments below and we're happy to answer your questions. So with that being said, let's bring the man of the hour on right now, Dakota. Let's bring him in, man, and commence the interview. Dakota, what is up?
Hey, man,
how are we doing today?
What's going on, man? Glad to be on the Digital Boss Life show, man.
Great to have you, man. Great to have you. So, hey, man, let's start off with the story, and it hits home for me personally because as a guy who spent a little time behind bars myself, in county jail when I was in my younger 20s, and hearing your story and knowing you and I being good buddies and hearing your story of being in prison, and obviously county jail and prison are different places, but being locked up is being locked up, right? So knowing a little bit about that and what that life is like and how difficult and challenging that must have been for you. Tell us about your story, man. Tell us, how all this played out and how we got to where we're at right now, man.
Awesome. Yeah, I'd love to share it and get started. So basically, man, it's obvious I've been to prison. So this all started back in high school. I was a little young buck, doing a bunch of dumb things. And basically I was into drugs. I was selling drugs. I was stealing stuff, right? I was in high school, right, when all this stuff started happening. Hated school, didn't want to go to school, hated working a job. I didn't want to go work a job, just wanted to make a lot of money. But I didn't know nothing about business. Like, I was messaging with dudes who was in the streets. So I was getting involved with the drugs and all that. So, I just went about it that way, getting money that way, which was what I was around. So anyways, I ended up, going to prison. I got a 10-year sentence my high school year, right? I was 19, I was 18 years old, right? When I caught all these charges, went to court for like a year. By the time I was 18, I signed for 10 years deferred adjudication. I messed that up 12 days later with a violation, and there was no bailing out no more. It was a 10-year sentence. They gave me 10 years and I pulled 6 years. So straight out of high school, I went straight to prison, graduated to prison. So yeah, that's how that happened, right? I did 6 long years in prison, and the first 2 years I really didn't have my mindset right. I was still like in that, crash dummy frame of mind, like still wanting to try to smoke and drink because we have that stuff in there, obviously. I mean, but I was still getting involved with that stuff. I ended up getting a case in there because I got caught with some stuff, and I ended up getting G5, which is like they throw you in the back where lock you in a cell and you're just like in there all day and all that. So it was really the lowest point of my life. And at that point, it was so bad. I was just like, I want out of this. Like, I don't want to be here. This is, I got to stop this. So I decided to stop smoking, to stop drinking, and just improve myself. So we would get these book catalogs and I would go through the self-help section because there was a lot of stuff in there that kind of like, piqued my interest and everything. So I've seen books in there like Napoleon Hill, right? The Prosperity Bible, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Think and Grow Rich, Dale Carnegie, all of the big names, Tony Robbins. And I was like, okay, I need to read these books. So I put everything else to the side and I basically just locked myself in the cell and just started reading these books. And, the first one was Think and Grow Rich, and that by Napoleon Hill. That book changed my life, because I just learned like, this is the blueprint to success. right? And once I read that book, I knew that I did not need to go back to school. I didn't need a degree. I didn't need to, go to college or none of that, because basically, everything is in this book right here. I just got to apply it. So, I spent like the next 4 years every single day just studying books. Came across Robert Kiyosaki, teaching financial education, read all the Rich Dad Poor Dad books, started learning about, money and business, personal development, all that mixed together. I started taking a trade. I got certified in a construction trade, got my GED, took some other classes, just trying to improve myself. And I worked my way out of that spot where I was G5, and I got back into, like G2, where I could move around and talk on the phone and watch TV and walk around freely, go back to school and all that. So
just to be clear, that's like the hole, right? Like that's
that's
being
like the whole,
locked up all day long. That's 22, 23-hour lockup all day.
With another celly, and no phones, no TV. They bring you your food to the cell, like rec 2 times a day one time a day for 2 hours, showers at 10 o'clock. 6 o'clock in the morning for 10 minutes. It sucked. But I got out of that.
How long did you have to do that?
I did 8 months of that, stuck in a cell with another dude, just
23 hours.
Every day, every single day. Working out, sitting, talking about the world, telling stories, listening to the radio, which was only Taylor Swift, Selena Gomez, or country. So started listening to the country music, because I'm not going to listen to Taylor Swift and Selena Gomez all day. But I got out of that. I started reading these books, and I just gained all this knowledge, and I was so ready to just get out and change my life. I've learned all this stuff. I can come out with a new mindset and everything. So anyways, I ended up coming up for parole, and I got out of parole. I got out on parole about a year ago, a little over a year ago, year and 3 months, 4 months. And I basically just started, applying everything that I learned in prison. Right. So I started with
which is different than what most guys learn. So I don't mean to cut you off. Other guys will be applying some stuff too, but not what this guy is applying. They'd be applying what they learned as well, but it'd be a complete different direction. Right. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead, man.
Definitely. Yeah. You can go in there and learn to become a better criminal. It just depends on, it could build you up or it could tear you down. It just depends on how you take it and who you mess with. But
so before you move forward on that, like, so while you're doing all this, who around you is doing the same thing? Are you the only one that's like, that's reading these books and doing this stuff? Was your cellmate doing the same? Was anybody doing the same thing? Or like you're one of the few that I know? Not a lot of guys are going to be doing that on the inside.
Yeah, basically I was like one of the very, very few. There were not a lot of people in there who wanted to like improve themselves and put away the drinking, put away the smoking, stop messing with the gangs and like politics and like the trying to, just do all the stupid stuff in there. I was definitely one of the few, and I was looked at weird because of it, like people would, think it was lame or whatever, but I didn't care, because I know I'm doing this for me, I'm improving myself, and everybody else, you can do what you do, right? Like I'm going to go somewhere. Right. And that's just the understanding I had, like, regardless of what people thought or anything. Now, there was a few dudes in there who actually are doing the same thing, reading books and like trying to go to classes and improving themselves, stuff like that. But it's very, very few. A lot of people are focused on smoking, making out, drinks in there and drinking and doing all the other fighting and politics and all that other stupid stuff. I just avoided it as much as possible. Right. Especially when I was G5. Because back there, they send all the troublemakers, right? Like everybody back there is just on some bull crap. So I really had to I really had to separate myself back there and just focus and like stay in my own lane. But yeah, when I got back to G2 and I could move around, like there's some really good people that I met that I'm still friends with today and still write to and all that like, they're on like similar path to me. And I know that they like read books. They're trying to improve themselves. They stay away from bullshit and all that.
Are they still locked up? You say you write to them. I'm assuming they're still in there.
Yeah. Like one of my partners got, like one of them, one dude that I write, he's got like 27 years. And he's done like 15 so far. And they just shot him down with the 3-year set off. So, I'm waiting on him to come home, but we build on business when we talk and all that. I got other dudes with life sentences who aren't going to get out in years from now, 40 more years, 50 more years, or never get out. So yeah, like
Yeah.
it's crazy. But yeah,
Let
so
me
I got
explain
out.
your character though, because a lot of people, they go to jail, and especially for that length of time, and people on the outside disappear, right? Like you could
Yeah.
go to
Oh yeah.
jail and never speak to nobody again besides maybe your immediate family.
Yeah.
Your significant other might be out, out the door by the time it's all said and done. So now and it's a blessing if someone will come visit you or send you some commissary, some money for to buy food or whatever it is you have to buy in there, or even send you a letter, right? That's it doesn't happen that often. So a lot of people that you grew up with or you were outside with might forget about you. And now this guy, he comes out to speak to his character, and now he's still communicating with a guy who got a bunch of time left to do. He's still holding him down, right? So it just speaks to this guy's character right here.
Yeah, exactly. And I do that because I know how it feels, being in there, you're separated from everything. Family left you alone. They don't talk to you no more. Friends, they're totally gone. They're not going to reach out. Because most of them just don't know how to keep it real. And yeah. So like I've been through it. I went through those years not getting no letters. I only heard from my family, right? Like they would send me commissary so I could eat good, right? When most people in there aren't even blessed with commissary. And it's pretty tough when you're not, because you have to eat crap, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely. Just the people that I met in there who I know are, their intentions are in the right place and their heart's in the right place. Like you know, I definitely, look out for them just to, be there, because I know what it's like. Right. And I was blessed with all that stuff in there. Luckily, I was blessed with it. So if I can be out here and give it back, then that's just a blessing to me. So yeah, definitely still doing that. And then moving forward with, my story after I got out, I basically read a bunch of Robert Kiyosaki in there, the Rich Dad Poor Dad books. He's always talking about assets and financial education and passive income. And so I wanted to get into it. I invested into a real estate course, and I was going through that real estate course because I was trying to start my real estate business. And I guess somehow I was like subscribed to his email list, and I didn't even know about email marketing at this time. I just opened up. I just know he sends me a bunch of tips through emails, and I always read them because it's cool. So he sent me an email. And he was like, "Hey, check out my friend Onyx Singal. Like, we're partnered up, and he'll teach you how to build an asset, right? Build an online business." So I watched the webinar. Went through the everything with that, and then I invested into the email marketing program, and that was it. That was my introduction into online marketing. And then later on, I found out what he was doing was email marketing, and I was kind of like, okay, like the idea clicked in my mind, like that's how it works. But I wasn't as successful as I wanted to be when I first started with email marketing, because they taught me how to build a funnel, how to do emails, how to do paid ads, how to do solo ads. So I set everything up. I spent like $2,000 on paid ads, sent a bunch of traffic to my funnel, and made zero. Like I made zero. I got a few leads, like that opted in, but none of them converted. And I just wasted like $2,000. The funnel was up, but it wasn't converting, so it was pointless. And it sucked, right? Yeah, I just spent $1,000, and I thought I was gonna be the keys to the kingdom, but it wasn't. So at that point, I was stressed out, I was struggling, and then you happened to come along, reach out to me on Facebook, and I told you, I told you my situation, and you recommended me to get into high ticket organic Facebook marketing. And I had learned about high ticket in that program, and it was something that I already wanted to do. So when you came and hit me up, it was like, it was perfect. So yeah, you put me in the program. I went through it over like, 4 to 5, 6 months, something around there. And, I basically I transitioned over into using funnels and paid ads and all that stuff into using, just my Facebook profile and Messenger and a high ticket offer that I can promote, and literally just talking to people and making sales, just like that over Facebook. And it just completely transformed my mindset, because, I didn't think that was even possible, like selling something for $2,000 over just Facebook and talking to people on Messenger. I thought you had to have a complicated website and a funnel and the emails, and you have to do all this stuff that these big gurus are doing. But you broke down the process to me and put me in this program, and I just I came in and I smashed it. Some months later, I ended up making $7,000, over $7,000 in 3 days, right? And all just using my Facebook profile and Messenger. So I learned that, that when you're just getting started, the best place to get started is really with high ticket organic Facebook marketing, instead of using a funnel and autoresponders and email sequences and paid ads and all that. Because for a beginner, for one, all of that stuff is complicated to set up. Like, yeah, you can set it up. It's simple in theory, but when you actually go to do the work and you're setting it up, like, there's so much different variables. You got to set up your autoresponder. You got to get a domain. You got to, mess with the DNS records and add MX records and set up the SMTP integration. And it's like all this complicated
tech stuff,
technical tech stuff that everybody is confused with, right? And yeah, it's possible to get it set up. I got it set up after, watching the video step by step and playing and then pausing and then going and doing it and then coming back and playing and then pausing and doing it step by step. But it's for a beginner, it's gonna be overwhelming. I mean, I did it because I was just gonna persist through it anyways. But like for the average person, they might just look at that and be like, "This is too complicated. I'm not good with this," and all that. On top of that, most people, invest like the little bit of money that they do have from their job, and they're trying to make some extra money into your course like that, and they're trying to build a funnel and they're learning all this stuff. But then they find out now you have to spend an extra, $300 to $400 a month just to run the funnel. You got to pay for a funnel builder like ClickFunnels or Kartra or Kajabi, right? That ranges anywhere from $99 a month to $297 a month to even more than that, right? Plus you got to pay for an autoresponder. That's going to cost you anywhere from like, $19, $20, $30 to $99, depending on which one you use. You got to pay for a click tracker to track your data, right? And all that. Then you got to pay for solo ads, right? Or paid ads. So you're just burning through money, and you're just barely getting started learning the stuff. You're probably not going to be successful within the first, 6 to 12 months anyways. So, that's pretty much just wasted money, when instead you could just use your Facebook profile and Messenger as the funnel, because it acts like a funnel anyways. And you don't have to pay, a $297 a month subscription, just to get started and build your funnel. Right. So that's what I always tell people is my best, suggestion and advice is to get started on Facebook, because it's like a funnel, right? You optimize your Facebook profile, you optimize it for business, you have conversations with people, reach out in Messenger, and you can close sales like that. It acts the same way as a funnel. So that's basically my journey with, online marketing, how I got started, what I got started with, the funnels and all that, transitioning over into high ticket and organic Facebook marketing, which just worked a hell of a lot better for me. And I know it will for anybody else who's just getting started, because they're not going to be, bogged down with all the complicated tech stuff and having stressed out about having to pay all these extra subscriptions just to run a funnel and get it up when they're still beginners anyways. Like just start organically on Facebook and then add all that other stuff later once you're already making money and you can, build all that, right? But I feel like the automated stuff comes later. But if you're starting online marketing, like start organically, without using the funnels and the emails and the paid ads, if that makes sense. So today, I've went on to be a full-time coach, right? And I still do high ticket affiliate marketing, but I've learned so much that I basically teach people the same thing as a coach. And, I've gone on to make multiple high ticket sales. My biggest win was that $7,300 in 3 days. And I'm only scaling up from there up to 20K, 50K, then 100K. And that's the path that, this can lead to, right? If you stick to it, right? And just get started, put in the work, get the right coach, get the right mentor, get the right program, right? The right offer, dial everything in, right? Master your mindset, right? Your offer, your conversion strategy, and your audience. And, you can start bringing in sales and becoming really successful and setting a path for yourself to, make 100K or even win a 2 Comma Club award by Russell Brunson and making $1 million. Like the potential is limitless, and
Yeah.
that's why I'm so grateful, for you bringing me into this and into the program that you brought me into that helped me transition to where I'm at now. Because if it wasn't for that, I would have probably still been stuck spinning my wheels, doing the funnels and the emails and trying to figure that out, and my head into the computer at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. So
But
let
yeah,
me touch on that a little
that's
bit, man, for people, and just kind of the way that, how it came full circle, really. And just to address a couple comments real quick. Scott, what's up, my man? What's popping? TJ is here. He's saying, is this live? TJ, we are live, my man. We're actually live on TikTok as well. So they're watching from over here, and I'm assuming they can hear because they're still watching. But if you guys want to comment and ask questions, come on over to YouTube here. And guys, again, if you have comments or questions, put them down below. We're happy to answer them for you. But he touched on a lot of very good points, right? When you're, when you're new online, there's a lot of skills that you have to learn. High ticket skills would be the most valuable. So one of the things that I saw with Dakota is, one, I know he's going to be a superstar. I saw that, right? So that was obvious. I keep telling him, man, you got the juice, and he's got the juice. There's no doubt about it. And his backstory is just incredible. So he's doing exactly, what I thought he would have done, right? The second thing is, and he's pretty spot on with that. There's a lot of tech stuff involved in learning online business, and if you're brand new, you could go behind the scenes. And I know for me personally, like even to this day, I've been doing business and doing this online stuff for 12 years, even before I was online. So I had a fitness business previous to this, right? And we built that business off email marketing and Facebook advertising, so I've been doing this stuff for a long time. Even me, it's 12 years in the game, I'm still not a tech guy. Every time I got to go behind the scenes and do tech stuff in the face of what I consider to be real money-making skills like sales, copywriting, the marketing stuff. I call them communication-based skills, right? A lot of times we're new, we come online, we get stuck behind the scenes, messing around with, funnel builders, messing around with email stuff, building, beautiful things on Canva. None of that stuff pays the bills at the end of the day, right? Unless you're an expert in those areas, editing videos. If you're an expert in those areas, then you got to come learn high income communication based skills if you want to scale that business, right? So you can make some money doing that, but if you want to scale that business, you got to learn the marketing and the sales aspect. So when Dakota came to me, what I quickly recognized about him is that he was already very talented in the sales area. You're already doing sales, right? Doing car sales, and you really like Facebook. I think you were doing some MLM stuff at a certain point, right? Am I correct with that?
Yeah, before, a long time ago.
Yeah. So you were already geared towards networking and already geared towards sales. So, a situation where you're going to come online and come into, a Facebook platform or any platform, and you're coming from a background where it's, where it's sales, where you've done a lot of network marketing and things of that nature. You're going against the grain if you now go behind the scenes and try to mess with stuff in the background, again, that doesn't actually lead to making money. So that was one of the big things, when I met Dakota and we started talking, he was a natural salesperson, a natural people's person. For him to go behind the scenes and start messing around with funnel builders, spending money on advertising, learning complex and complicated funnel systems, right? When he could go directly to the money, simply by having it go down in the DM. You've heard the saying, it goes down in the DM. This is kind of what we're talking about here. It goes down in the DM. One of the best ways to go directly to the money online is to communicate directly with the people that you want to do business with, versus putting them into an automated sales process, i.e. passive income, which can exist, but usually on the road to passive, it means that you're probably going to have to put some effort in. Usually some effort on the road to passive, right? But the highest conversion rates happen in a one-to-one conversation. And those one-to-one conversations can be built in a direct message or over the phone, right? So there's a lower conversion percentage in, again, in what's called direct response marketing, and that's again when you think you're going to set up a passive funnel where they go from a lead magnet into your email autoresponder, and all that stuff works for you while you're sleeping, right? That's just a lower conversion percentage. Typically anywhere between 1 to 5% of the people that come through that funnel, whereas one-on-one phone conversations can close at a 15, 25 and above if you're a good salesperson. So again, Dakota comes to me. He's got that natural swag, right? He's got that charisma. He's already a sales guy. Let's not mess around with this background stuff. Let's go directly to the customer and start making some sales. And again, that's kind of the advice that I gave him. He ran with it. Now I'm patting myself on the back, but the guy's a superstar. He's doing awesome. So let's hear more about it, man. I wanted to kind of make those couple points and let's hear more about kind of what you got going on and what you're working on and how it works for people that don't understand the Facebook organic marketing system.
Yeah, so for people that don't really understand this, like it's real simple. And I heard you mention, like, sending people to a funnel, the conversion rates are really low, like 1 to 5%. But with one-on-one, your conversion rates can be very, very excellent. 25%, 50%, even 100%. I consider myself as having 100% close rate, because I've got hopped on the phone with all these past sales that I made. I closed every single one of them, right? And it's possible to close anybody who's closable, right? Now, obviously, you can't close everybody. I don't know whose name that is, but you said you just needed to make your first high ticket sale. How do you push on to make?
Let me pop that up. Perfect.
Yeah. So man, basically, you just need to tighten up your sales process, right? And learn how to sell better, right? So if you made your first high ticket sale, you need to do whatever you did that got that first sale, right? And do what works. But what you also, you need to learn, very high level sales skills, and you need to learn how to become a master closer. And the way that you do that is, by investing into more programs or investing into a course that teaches you how to sell, right? There's such a thing as called straight line selling, right? And I learned this from Jordan Belfort, just to give him credit, but this is what has allowed me to close so many sales in my business, right? And it's basically goes like this, that every single sale is the same, right? It starts with the open and it starts with the close, and in between everything, in between the open and the close, you have different processes. Like, you take immediate control of the sale, right? And then you gather intelligence, you ask qualifying questions, then you build rapport at the same time while you're doing that. Then you transition into your presentation. After your presentation, you ask for the order, right? And then in a perfect world, they say yes, yes, yes to everything. You present them with the offer, and it's a closed deal, right? That's called the perfect lay down sale, which is what we all want, but those are far and few between, right? So what you have to learn how to do is to guide people down the straight line, right? Because every sale is basically a straight line. You want to keep people on the line and take them through the process. But as you're doing that, people try to go off the line and, ramble on about random stuff, or, some whatever, their job and how that's affecting them in their life and this and that. And they try to take you off of the sale. So you always have to direct people back to the line, right? Where you're taking them through the process and pushing them forward from the open to the close, because every sale is the same. It's a straight line, right? You want to get them from the open to the close as fastest as possible, right? And the fastest distance between 2 points is a straight line. So you have to think of every sale like a straight line, right? And you have to know these steps to follow, right? And the first part of the sale is simple. You basically just, you start the conversation, you take immediate control of the sale, you gather intelligence, you build rapport, you go into your presentation. Now, most people are going to say no. Now, this is when the real selling begins. We should actually expect people to say no, because they have limiting buying beliefs, and all that, right? But when the person says no, this is when you need to go into things like deflection and looping patterns and language patterns to be able to close the sale, doing things like lowering their action threshold and raising their pain threshold. A deflection is basically just, where you just deflect their objection and say, look, I hear what you're saying, but let me ask you a question. Do you like the idea? Does it make sense to you? Right? They say something like, yeah, it makes sense, right? But they're not that certain. So then you tell them like, look, exactly, and let me say this, the true beauty about the program or working with me is that boom, 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 boom. You go back and you resell them on your presentation, and then you ask for the order again. Tell them, look, all I ask is that you give me one shot, and believe me, if you do even half as well as the rest of the students that have joined this program, you're going to be very, very impressed. Sound fair enough? And they're going to be like, okay, it sounds fair enough. And then you go ahead and go through the checkout process, right? It's all about building certainty, right? They have to be certain on you, your product, and the company behind the product. So they have to be at a 10, right? So there's a scale of certainty from 1 to 10, 1 being they're absolutely uncertain and 10 being they're absolutely certain. Your whole presentation is geared to building the certainty in those 3 areas, making them 100% certain on you, the product, and everything else. So I would highly suggest that, you perfect your sales process and everything like that. And as far as the process goes for like on Facebook, if you really don't know how it works, I mean, basically you're just using your Facebook profile and Messenger. That's literally all you need. You need a high ticket offer, a quality high ticket offer that's actually going to help people, not crap, right? Like those products on ClickBank and JVZoo, Warrior Plus, and all. If you don't have a product, or you don't have the money to invest into a private high ticket program, then yeah, you can go promote something on there. But the problem with that is that they're free to promote. The whole world's promoting them. There's people putting money and ads behind those products. And, you come in and you don't have the money or the resources to put into the advertising and all that. It's going to be tough, right? So this is the benefit of joining a private, high ticket program where you can actually have an offer that is unique, to you. You can make it unique to you by taking the product and turning it into an offer, which there's a strategy for that. But basically, you just need the offer, and then you just optimize your Facebook profile for business, right? So that when people go to your profile, you look like somebody that they would want to do business with. And one of the problems I see with a lot of marketers is that their profiles just do not build trust, and they just don't they're not optimized for business, right? So, the way that if your profile is optimized for business, if not, is going to your
Check out
profile.
Dakota's profile. I'm gonna say this. I've seen a lot of profiles. He just switches up a couple days back. His profile is dope. It's different. Most of these marketers on Facebook, they all kind of look the same, looking and sounding the same. And this guy has truly found a way to make himself stand out as unique as he is. I would say his profile is dope. Check it out.
Yeah, you definitely won't see no other profile like mine, for sure. I make sure of that, I'm super obsessed with the details and all that. But yeah, like I was saying, a lot of people's profiles aren't optimized for business. So if you look at your profile and you ask yourself, if I was looking to invest into a program, and you came across your own profile, ask yourself, would you do business with you? Right? Depending according to how your profile is set up and it looks like, would you do business with yourself? Right? Would you buy from you? And if the answer is no, then you need to work on your profile and optimize it for business. It should look like a profile that you would want to do business with yourself. So when people go to your profile, you have to look like a person that they would want to do business with, right? If you have like a cartoon picture for your profile picture, you'd have no picture, or a picture of like a landscape or something like that, that's not going to build trust with your audience or anything like that at all, right? And there's a few key things in the high ticket online space that you have to do. You have to show up for people. You have to show yourself. You have to show your face. You have to be able to get on videos and talk to people and message people and be able to hop on calls and speak face to face with people and communicate, develop those communication skills and those content writing skills and all that, right? But if you can do those few things, which is not hard, right? And if you're scared of showing yourself or stuff, like anything like that, like just do it anyways, because the reward is going to outweigh the pain of you being uncomfortable and going through this stuff that you really don't want to do. But it's necessary, right? It's not about whether you want to do it or not. It's because it's necessary. And that's I went through the same thing in prison. I didn't change because I wanted to change, right? I changed because it was necessary, and I needed to get out of this hellhole that I was in, or else just stay there forever, right? So I wanted to change at that point when it became necessary for me to change. Then I was like, okay, yeah, I need to do this, right? So in your journey to finding success with online marketing, it's just going to get to a point where it's necessary for you to change and do something different, right? Whether it's investing some money into a course, or whether it's getting out your comfort zone and doing a live video, or, you know, whether it's messaging people because you don't really like to message people and do cold outreach, you know, you have to get
it's
over.
all necessary. I'm gonna chime in on that. All of those things, all the things that people are trying to avoid, are all the things that you need to do to build a business. And even in affiliate marketing, now affiliate marketing gets sold as a passive income thing. And again, that's very possible. But I think what a lot of people don't understand is one, this is the digital boss life. This is the digital boss life. We do affiliate marketing. We'll take that passive income money, but we're not adverse to jumping on a sales call and selling somebody, right? We sell stuff around. You can't be a boss without jumping on a sales call and being able to communicate and sell whatever it is that you got. Doesn't matter what you got to be able to sell it, right? So there's a lot of conversation online of people trying to avoid coming on video, trying to avoid doing sales, talking about, oh, you don't want to be salesy. Like, you're running a business. You got to sell stuff. If you don't think your business is about sales, we got a big problem, right? All these things are necessary. Communicating with people, direct messaging people. When it comes to building a business, I don't know if I've said this to you before, Dakota, but at the end of the day, when you're starting your business, especially when you're brand new, right? And that's a time where you're trying to generate momentum, which is probably the toughest time. As you start to generate momentum, things can get easier. Here's where things can become more passive for you. But when you're brand new to starting a business, that's the time where you're probably going to put in more effort. Okay, the resistance is going to be more, like a rocket taking off through the atmosphere, right? The resistance is very heavy until it gets to a certain point, and then it just starts to coast, right? So at the beginning of your business, especially, most people are trying to avoid a lot of these things, right? Your business in affiliate marketing, depending on how you do it, we're talking about a certain strategy of affiliate marketing here. High ticket affiliate marketing, selling products, at a high value, and doing the selling yourself, and taking more direct responsibility in going directly to the customer, via DMs, direct messaging, and doing the communication yourself, and pushing the sale forward instead of waiting for an entire process of, organic organic marketing or passive marketing to happen, which can take a little while, right? So we're talking about taking more responsibility up front to push your business forward. But at the end of the day, all of these things are necessary to operate a business online. You've got to be able to communicate on video online. You've got to be able to communicate with people in a direct messenger. You've got to be able to communicate and sell whatever it is that you're trying to sell. That's how you do business. That's how you be a boss, right? And this guy has been excellent at it. Let me also touch on the fact, and you talked about it earlier, and you kind of just went back to it again, but the resistance of the people that you're surrounded with, right? Like, this guy was in prison, and most people were coming online and to speak on this, being live stuff or being on video. A lot of us were concerned about being judged, right? That could be a big thing for people, is you're coming online. It's the thought process of people judging you, right? That stops a lot of people from doing these things and having success. But you were in a place where there's a lot of negative energy. And you said something before that really struck me, was that you didn't care, right? The people, they were messing with you because you were different, right? Everybody in there is trying to be negative. It has a lot to do with your environment, to speak on environment and the people that you're around. If you want to be more successful, you got to surround yourself with more successful people. But you were in a place where nobody was successful. And when you try to do something different, like be successful, you're like the outcast. You're not the cool kid, but you didn't care. You blew right through that, man. You blew right through that. So again, just speaks to the kind of young man that you are, and how you've gone forward and created the success that you've created. So that was my 2 cents on that. Scott says superb advice, Dakota. I don't know if you saw that before,
Yeah.
man. You're killing it. So let's back up a little bit because we probably haven't explained to a lot of newcomers what exactly what high ticket affiliate marketing is and what we mean by offer and product and stuff like that. So maybe you could touch on those things for us.
Yeah. So high ticket affiliate marketing is real simple. It's basically, what it is. If you've been on YouTube, right, you've probably seen a video of an influencer where they're saying something like, hey guys, I'm doing this product review of, XYZ. It does this, this, and this. Like if you want to check it out, then click the link in my bio and all that. And then you click on the link in their bio and it goes to a order page and you buy. Well, every time that happens, they get paid off of that. So that's the concept behind, affiliate marketing is you become an affiliate, a partner with another company, and you sell their product in return for a commission, right? So real simple, like there's no need to overcomplicate it. That's all it is. Right. And the benefit of it is that, you don't have to create your own product. You don't have to create your own course. You don't have to handle refunds or customer service, nothing like that. Like the owner of the program does that. And you just are basically the middleman between the consumer and the business. And you're basically promoting their product and making a commission off of it. Right. So a real world example too. Another real world example would be like a door-to-door salesman, right? They are hired at a certain company, right? Maybe they're selling like solar panels or something like that. They go knocking on doors and they sell the product in exchange for a commission. It's the same exact thing, just online. And what we mean by high ticket is that, you got three different categories of, product. You got low ticket, you got mid ticket, and you got high ticket. So low ticket is products anywhere from like, 20, 50, $300 like that, or like $200. Mid ticket is like 300 to 500, $700. And high ticket is like 700 and up, or 1,000 and up. So the reason that we talk about high ticket affiliate marketing is because it's higher profit margins in your business. A lot of people come into this business in affiliate marketing and they're like, oh, I want to make $5,000 a month. I want to make $10,000 a month. Okay, well, that's all good and well. But if you're selling a $20 product, how many sales do you need to make in order to hit your goal of $10,000 per month? Probably like, I don't even know the number, like $1,020 sales or something like that to make $10,000 a month. And the reality of that is, not very realistic, for you to just come in as a beginner and then sell a $20 product to 1,000 or more people, unless you're an influencer who's already established, it's really just not going to happen. So that's the reason that we get into high ticket, is because you can hit your income goals a lot faster because you're selling a product that pays you a commission of $500 to $1,000+. So if you want to hit $10,000 a month, you only need like, 5 to 10 sales per month in order to hit that. Right. And then at that point, once you're hitting that, you can, go into the funnels and all that. So Facebook user, don't know what your name is, but thanks for popping up a question. How do you get people into your Facebook funnel? So it's real easy. I mean, you need traffic, right? Traffic is like the main source and lifeblood of your business. Cash flow is the ultimate lifeblood of your business, but with no traffic, there's no cash flow. So basically, you just go and add people on Facebook. You just add people on. Now you can run paid ads, right? And you can, send people to your Facebook group or something like that. But I don't really recommend that, especially if you're just starting out. If you're just starting out, it's real simple. You just go and add people and start conversations with them, right? You want to add, you have to have a prospecting process, right? You only want to add certain type of people who are going to be qualified, right? You don't just want to be talking to anybody. And this is the point of optimizing your Facebook profile so that it tells people what you do, right? So they go to your profile, they see your Facebook cover, they see your bio, you're telling people like, hey, this is what I do. In your bio, it says, I help you do this, whatever it is. Your content is all, focused around calling out your ideal client, right? So you make your profile attractive to you know, the people that are your potential prospects, who you want your ideal customer to be. That's what your profile is optimized for. So when they see it, they're attracted to it and they're like, hey, I want to know more about this dude, right? Also, and just go and add people, right? And then you can go and do that in certain ways, right? Like there's certain places on Facebook where you can go and find these people, like groups and stuff, like pages, stuff like that, maybe ads where a bunch of people are commenting on, you know, interested in a certain topic, right? And you can go find these people in there and you just add them as friends and message them, right? And then you take them through your sales process, and it's that simple. Hope that,
Yeah, I mean,
hopefully that.
pretty much. Yeah, absolutely. Pretty much the process would be, for the most part, going into groups of like-minded people and adding those people, right? Adding those people as friends, and they're coming into your Facebook world as a friend, and you send them a message, you say hello, and you start to communicate, you know, very friendly, nothing too salesy, nothing too pushy at first. Start a genuine conversation, tell them what you do, find out a little bit more about what they do. You know, and it would help to probably communicate with them on Facebook or interact with them on Facebook, you know, follow their stuff, like their stuff, right? When you give, you get, right? So it reciprocates back and forth on Facebook, and then you build a relationship, and over the course of time, it makes it a lot easier for you to promote your product, services, your own personal Facebook group. Am I right about that?
Yeah, exactly. I built my group as well, and it's growing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would also like to add in there, a lot of people that get started, they get started with programs, like, you know, there's a bunch of different programs that do this, but they basically get started with a program, and the program will have you promote their, you know, program, or like a 3-day challenge, or like a 15-day challenge, something real basic, and they will end up closing sales for you, right? Um, so that's all great, right? If you're getting started, you know, you want to get into a program like that, and you can actually have, you know, the company close the sales for you while you're going and learning how to develop these skills yourself, right? But ultimately, you want to develop these skills yourself, right? So that you can get on the phone with somebody and close a high ticket sale, right? And make the money yourself. That way you can go out there, you know, at any time. You don't have to rely on a coach, right? So that's something I also want to point out, is that, you know, you want to eventually get to the point where you can close the sales on yourself, because at the end of the day, if you have somebody else closing sales for you, then you're being deprived of the skills that it takes in order to do that on your own. And if you want to be a boss, you need to know how to go and get the money yourself and close the sale yourself, and not have to rely on somebody else. So that's why it's so important to develop these skills, which is also the perfect reason why you should do high ticket affiliate marketing, because you're going to have to be doing these things, reaching out to people, getting them on calls, and building relationships, you know, having conversations and interacting with them, right? All of that is going to build up your skills, your messenger skills, your phone skills, and everything else, so that you can have that high ticket income skill that's going to be with you for the rest of your life, and you can close, you know, anybody instead of having to rely on somebody else. But just coming in and starting out, it's a good place to start, but eventually you want to learn how to, you know, develop those skills for yourself, so that you can go out there and get it on your own. Whenever you need some money, you can just hop in the messenger and make a sale, right? Just like that.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And that's well said. And to kind of touch further on that point right there, you know, I mean, you said it. If you want to be a boss, and a big thing in affiliate marketing is the idea of passive income. And we're not telling anyone that, you know, you can't build a business and be passive and not have to do sales. But this is the digital boss life. And if you want to be a true boss, you should be able to hop on a conversation and sell your product and sell your service. And beyond just doing business, as a man, as a boss, as an individual who's going to stalk the planet, right? Like, do you want to go through life being fearful of jumping on the phone and getting a rejection? Do you want to go through life and be fearful of being rejected at anything, right? Like a true boss. And I'm saying a lot of this because, you know, many of you guys may or may not know, I've spent over $100,000 learning about online business and affiliate marketing. It's kind of a new business model. I've been through a bunch of different business models. So I've been around a lot of high level entrepreneurs. And the theme and the thinking before I ever came into affiliate marketing is that you got to be able to sell, man. You got to be able to sell. And ultimately, business is sales and marketing, right? So again, what I'm not saying is that you can't do affiliate marketing and set up a passive income system. You can absolutely do that if you want. Okay. It may take a little bit more time than what we're discussing right here. But just in general, if you want to be a real boss, right, you got to be able to sell, man. If you want to be a real business owner, that's what the digital boss life is about. It's about being an owner. You know, in affiliate marketing, again, it's a certain aspect, a certain business model, but there's other business models that you can operate with your own personal brands, right? So you could do affiliate marketing. And if you're going to do something, if you're going to combine something like one-on-one coaching or group coaching or another type of business model into the same brand that you're developing online, because you're doing all the things we're talking about, you're doing live videos, you're doing videos, you're communicating with people, you develop the brand, you might do more than affiliate marketing, right? You might do some coaching, you might do some other things. So to be a true boss, you need to be able to have all these high income skills, and sales is one of them. And again, do you want to walk through your life being afraid of jumping on a phone and selling what you got? As far as if I ask myself that question, it's hell no. I want to be able to feel comfortable in any type of business scenario, any type of negotiation situation where it comes to getting the things that I want, right? And that's why we're here. That's why we're doing business, man. We're here to help people. Okay, it's a huge part of business. You're delivering value. You're delivering a service that helps people change at whatever it is that you're giving to people. But at the end of the day, your business is there to serve you in your life and obviously your customers. But if it doesn't serve you first, you got a problem. And sales and marketing is at the top of that list. So again, when I wake up in the morning, I go, I want what I want. And what's a great way to get that? To be able to communicate with people and negotiate and close the deal at the end of the day. So again, many affiliate marketers may not be thinking like that, but here at the Digital Boss Life, we're not adverse to jumping on a sales conversation. That's what we do here. Any thoughts on that, man?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I totally agree with that 100%, man. And just for anyone who's like starting out, or not too sure about this, I'd say like, why not? Why not just jump in and give it a try, right? Because like Frank said, if you want to be a boss, right, you need to know how to sell, right? You have to know how to sell. And the thing about it is that you're already selling because you sell every single day in your life. You've been a salesperson your whole entire life because you have to sell people on your ideas. You have to sell people to listen to you. You have to sell people to answer your questions. You have to
sell or be sold, like Cardone says, right?
Sold,
you're selling or being sold.
Yeah, it's one or the other.
Boss without that.
No, yeah, and bosses are always going to sell, right? It's like leaders and followers, sell or be sold, right? And you're selling anyways, right? You sell yourself when you go and get a job, right? So why not, instead of selling yourself to go and get a job, why not sell yourself on a phone call so you can make $5,000, right? And just learn the skills anyway, and just improve on them because you've already, learned how to persuade and influence people throughout your life. So you're already selling. So get into high ticket affiliate marketing and make money off of it and monetize that skill, right? So if anybody who has like, not too sure about to jump in or not, like, why not just give it a shot? Because you're already selling anyway. So why not improve on that skill?
Yeah.
And also, like you said about passive income, a lot of people join this business and they think like, oh, I just want everything done for me and, and make money. Well, that's a terrible, unrealistic mindset to have because first of all, it takes work. You have to put in the work in order, to get to that point where you can have a passive business and everything I'll tell you right now, like at first, it's going to be a lot of work up front, maybe some a few months or months on end without no results or small results, but you're going to be building those skills. And like Frank said earlier, in the beginning, it's a lot of resistance. There's a lot of resistance in the beginning. It's hard. It's something new. You're trying to figure it out, right? But as you go through that process, you grow through it and you learn from it. And then it gets to a point where you just can kind of do it. And at that point, you're going to start mastering it, right? To where you can get on sales calls and you can just close and you're making all this money. And then once you're already hitting your income goals, at that point, you can, you can automate your business and make it more passive by building a funnel and sending up emails and automations and stuff like that for everything to just run on its own without you having to be in it. But it starts with the grind, right? Before you can, set everything up just to run on its own. You got to put in the work.
Yeah, man. Well said. I'll tell you what, Dakota. We've been burning it up here tonight on this live. Got a couple minutes left. I'm sure the people would love to hear how they can locate you and find you. We also got the Giants on in the background, and they're about to score a touchdown right now. So the G-men are coming on. They're playing the Chiefs. They just scored a touchdown right now. We're about to get this W against the Chiefs. Man, tell us, man, you got an incredible story, man. I just love the fact that you've been able to turn your life around the way that you have. You really do deserve it, man. Tell us, where the people can find you if they're looking for you.
Yeah, so if you guys want to find me, you just type in my name into Facebook and I should pop up. You'll see my profile right here, Dakota King. So that's my profile. So just look out for that. You can contact me on Facebook, right? I'm on Facebook. I have a Facebook group. If you can't find me, then just go into the Digital Boss Life and search for me in the members area, because I've been a part of the Digital Boss Life for a while now on my journey. So you can definitely find me in there, and just reach out to me and shoot me a DM, message me if you want to have a chat, and we'll get to it.
Yeah, man. Dakota King, from prison to purpose, high ticket affiliate marketing sales using Facebook organic strategies. Listen, guys, this has been an incredible interview. I can probably talk for hours with this guy. We probably have him back in the near future and go for hours again. But if you appreciated this video, of course, subscribe to the Digital Boss Life channel so you can get more interviews and affiliate marketing and sales information just like this. Dakota, it's been a pleasure having you, my man, and I look forward to catching up with you as soon as possible, partner. Appreciate you.
Yeah, no doubt. Thanks for having me on. Look forward to coming back.
Thanks for coming on, man. Appreciate it, pal. Guys, have a great night. Peace. Go G-Man!